welcome to Sin and Gin Podcast. I am Victor Garsley.
I'm the Crowboy.
Mr. Graves.
I'm Frank and Gene.
And welcome to Sin and Gin Podcast, the podcast where we play games, we tell you facts, we tell you news stories, and we are four guys trying to find new animals to milk.
Oh.
Yep.
Spiders.
Spider milk.
Spider milk.
A lot of spiders.
It takes a lot of spiders to make a pint. But it's worth it.
It's not even. It's just for a pint of it, just to be like
to get the teat. You have to use a little pair of tweezers, and you
know when you have those moments where you hear of spiders, like where someone like stamps on a spider and then all of these little spiders come out of them. You just can imagine like, well, there's my tea done. There's my tea.
One spider. One spider or two.
Hey guys, some spiders produce milk, and it's more nutritious than a cow's milk. So there you go. Welcome to Sin and Gin. I googled that. It's four times more nutritious than cow milk. So
next time you see a spider, a little house spider on the windowsill, pick it up
milk
and drink its milk.
Fuck, it's
cool. What are we about?
Where is his nipples?
Well, you know, we do
spider
what
milk.
you mentioned before the spider milk bit.
Yeah, and every time you always go, "Where are we?" And I go, "I've just told you."
But you never do. You go.
We play with animal milk.
We are four boys who'd find things to milk. That was the last thing.
I said we play games, we do facts, we do news stories, and then I say the silly thing.
Yeah, duh.
Oh God!
And then we do the whole chat about the silly thing, and then you go, "So what are we?" And then we go, "Oh, for fuck's sake, this is what we are, right?"
God damn it, Joe!
I meant to say what's coming up on this week.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, what do you fucking think?
Well, we're gonna play a fucking game, aren't we?
We've got spider
facts.
We've got spider quiz. Guess
quiz.
Guess the spider. We've got sexy spider.
We've got our new mini podcast segment, haven't we?
Spider.
Puts in, which is the Enrique Iglesias and Harold Shipman 5-minute podcast segment.
Wow. That won't make sense unless you were here listening to the pre-talk of the podcast that we were having.
We were discussing that,
and even then it probably won't.
We think that Harold Shipman and Enrique Iglesias should make a podcast.
Basically, it's a podcast series where two people have no connection. They're not even opposite. They're not similar. There's just two people. And the first two names that we could think of were Harold Shipman and Enrique Iglesias.
I don't know what that says about us as people, but
what do you think they'd talk about?
How they both put people to sleep.
How they both failed in life.
Oh man, Enrique Iglesias is a top-selling artist, and Harold Shipman was a top serial killer.
They both made the news.
They were a solid 10.
Yeah, I will not have a bad word said about either of them.
Why don't you go join their podcast for fuck's sake?
Well, we're hosting it. It's Sin and Gin Presents.
Shit. Don't tell him I said that then.
And they're here tonight.
Fucking Harold Shipman walks in. Oh, fuck.
He just walks in and looks at me after what I've said, just goes...
Are you feeling sleepy, Ashley?
For the audio listeners.
Wait. What we calling the podcast?
What was it, Enrique Iglesias song?
Hero. I could
Heroes
be your hero, baby.
Heroes and villains!
Heroes and villains, yeah. There you go.
That's it. We just get a hero, Enrique Iglesias, and a villain, Harold.
Oh, cool.
And then every week we'll just get a different set of guests, one hero, one villain.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
So we're going to announce our guests for every week.
Enrique Iglesias brought out a song called Heartbeat.
Who cares?
So maybe we could use that.
Yeah, everyone knows that famous Enrique Iglesias song, Heartbeat.
I can be your heartbeat.
No,
baby.
I went, Heartbeat.
It's
But anyway, Joe, how have you been?
Us. Well, Enrique's been having a good time, haven't you? Yes.
I didn't say that. Joe, how have you been?
Good. If you're watching this, you will notice that I look like I'm in some kind of tip, but I am in fact moving. So that's why there are many weird things behind me. Actually, it's
What's the red thing?
So
it's the tent.
Oh,
It's a tent and a soup bag
Are you moving into a tent?
Soup bag.
Yeah, it's
Sorry.
bags for my soups, my various soups.
It's my favourite soups.
I instead of taking the individual cans to the new place, I just empty out all the soup into a bag,
One frothy bag.
and then I have Megasoup for months.
The mixture of minestrone,
Mega
tomato,
Joes
beef
Megasoup.
stroganoff.
That's the new spin-off podcast, Megasoup. Podcast.
So you found some weird things while you were going through all your drawers and clearing out and getting ready to move?
Yeah. I found all of our old Billy Rebel stuff. We found like a lyric book and some old
Condoms.
things. I found a build your own
Billy
ukulele.
Rebel condoms.
What?
A build your own ukulele. I think it's here.
Oh.
There you go. Build your own ukulele. I don't know
cool.
where that came from. Why that's here.
well,
He's making this shit up.
It is
You're
in the
gonna have
box.
you're gonna have to give that a go.
This screw. Don't know where that came from.
Nice.
And and a shredder. So all those, all
What?
the
What? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, you know. Matt was already on it.
one of these guys.
That looks so old.
Yeah. So that's all the exciting things that I found. Tune in next week for my spin-off podcast, Things I've Found While Moving.
Do you have a mandrel?
I've got like 4 of them.
Did you like kind of go like have a good old like?
I found 2 Tamagotchis and Pokemon Pinball. That was good. In that drawer, yeah. So yeah. What about you? What have you been up to?
Tamagotchi.
Me?
Yeah, you. Let's mix it up.
We normally do it live. Do me
I
live.
know.
Oh. I have changed. I've now got a proper studio to do music, which is what I'm focused on. I've booked tomorrow off, so I can have plenty of drinks tonight. But tomorrow off to do some music and stuff. I'm working on a little side project EP as Electric Time Bomb with Professor Elemental. That's just kind of come from nowhere. We didn't plan it. We ended up doing songs, and now it's like, should we do an EP? Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, all right. But I think another thing we need to mention is also we've got the new Quarantinis out on the 14th of May. So
Foreign beanies.
yeah. It's called This Time It's Worse and All.
It's worse than all.
I still don't get it, but I'll play along.
It's a common trope in like the sequels of films. This time it's personal.
Worse.
Oh, it's a play on
Yeah,
personal.
It's a play in personal.
That's
This
terrible.
time it's personal.
Yeah,
Oh, mate, it's a.
Tune into our new spin-off podcast,
I
Terrible
wasn't.
Puns.
I never, like I said, I recommended that one as a fucking joke, and the fact that it went over well, I'm glad. So it's all good.
so yeah, we've got that
Worsenal.
coming out. But I've been having lots of cracks on my feet as well. So
Let's not talk about that, and let's move
don't
swiftly
mention
on.
that.
Dave, what have you been up to this
Did you
week?
fill it with plaster?
Hang on. Shut the fuck up. I'm going to be sick.
Yeah, Dave, what have you been up to?
Whoa. I've actually pulled my head out of my ass. I've been going outdoors.
Oh,
I've been
really?
exercising. Was
Was that your exercise?
my exercise? What? I went on
Pulling
my
your head
bike.
out your ass. It's quite good for the core.
The back is replaced. There we are. Done. Let us lay back on the sofa. No, I've been like going on bike rides, and I've been going to climbing centres and climbing up walls and grabbing onto phallic-shaped objects to pull myself.
And then you went rock climbing.
The climb. You
And then
just
I
go
went-
up top and down.
And then I left
Venus
the
wall.
changing room and then went up the climbing walls. And then
Dave, glory holes aren't climbing.
they are, trust me, some of them are really high up and you have to really get up there and hold on with your arms the whole time.
You're really tall though, Dave. I can't imagine you being any like you go to a rock wall and just like done.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
This is
to be
really
honest, I go with a mate who's like the standard kind of like what I think the UK average height is 5'9", I think, and I think he's 5'8".
Sounds about right.
Taller than
But
Jack.
normally I let him go first.
And Ash.
Like,
And
kinda
mate, I
see
love
it.
it. He had it for that in there. And Ash.
and Ash,
Yes, he's-
yeah. But I normally let him go first and then watch him struggle because normally like the last bit because you like it's called bouldering, so you don't like attach a line to yourself or anything like that. So you're not going like super high, but you kind of more have to go around obstacles like where you have to hang yourself off like an edge where you know you like the whole rocks kind of full 90-degree angle and shit like that. And it's pretty difficult in some places, but I normally let him go forward and watch him struggle, and then I come on afterwards and just go.
You just walk along.
Oh yeah, tune in for our new spin-off podcast, Tall Problems versus Short Problems. Now that I'm 32, I've realised that all exercising is bad, and I'm going to avoid it actively.
That's what you need a massage gun for.
Just to exercise for me.
Yeah,
Get out of my arse. That'll get me running.
Run.
Someone, you got to run. You got to run with a pair of shorts on, with the hole cut out your ass.
Yeah.
Lubed up, and somebody runs behind you with a massage gun, and if you start slowing down, they shove it up your ass.
Hey guys, look.
Might slow down on purpose.
We've had 2 excellent business ideas already. Spider milk, and personal bum coach.
gun.
Bum gun coach.
Mate. I feel like silk and milk.
Silk and milk.
Milk and milk.
Actually, what have you been up to? Just get away from this.
Well, speaking of exercise, I have started going back to the gym.
Ooh.
Trying to get rid of this gut for a while.
Doing your cartwheels.
Doing my cartwheels. Yeah, I can manage half of one now.
So by the next podcast,
Just stuck upside down.
Just stuck upside down.
So by the next podcast, you'll be hench.
Well, I hope so. Like I said, I mean, it's pretty good because I have arranged it so I can go after work now. So, which is pretty cool at my work technically. So that's pretty cool. And so I have a couple of colleagues that are doing it as well. So it just means I've got someone to go with, and
Dave knows a great personal trainer. He's got this gun, right? And you cut a hole in your shorts.
Lube up your ass.
I'll tell you what, Ash, for you, I'll do it for free.
Oh, really?
So,
Oh, you're too kind. I'm excited.
I won't bring the gun.
So what we got next on Silk and Milk?
So next on Silk and Milk, we've got Count Factula.
Oh, he's bringing all the milk.
Is he not dead now?
No, it's like 1,000 years
How
old.
dare you!
Oh,
I'm still here.
oh yeah.
Sorry, Count.
I'm always here. I'm eternal.
He lives on spider milk.
Cage every day. He lives on spider.
Spider milk and kibble. Blood
Put
kibble.
spider milk on his kibble in the morning.
Yeah.
Right then, Count Facty Fact.
I've got facts for you. You've got facts for me. Well, here comes Count Factula to train you with his facts.
I am Count Factula.
The little. What actually happened?
He was drowned in spider milk.
Right. Just guzzled a load of spider milk.
Every morning he guzzles spider milk instead of mouthwash.
Silly. I guess that's one way of getting protein. But welcome to the wonderful moment of Count Factula, where we're going to tell you some crazy little facts, that you lucky little devils, you, that we've all researched either throughout the weeks, throughout the months, throughout the days, throughout the minutes. Ash. And we're going to tell you some facts and hopefully blow your minds with amazing new news and features that you would never have heard of before. But who starts today?
Oh, that was very radio.
I'm going to go
starts today?
Who's going to start today's show? Well, later on today we've got Victor. Mr. Victor, what do you got for us today, man?
Oh, hi. Thanks for having me on the show today.
It's great to have you here again.
You have got
the radio off in the background, please. We've got some delay.
You have got a shirt on like you're a 90s game show contestant, to be fair.
I feel like Timmy Mallet. Okay, Weenies, I'm going to tell you all about Elmer McCurdy.
Oh, great name.
Now-
Is he American? Or was he American?
Elmer
Yes.
McCurdy.
Mate, something about like turn of the century, like American names are fantastic.
So Elmer was born in 1880, just as the Wild West was ending.
Pew pew.
He was a terrible outlaw. So he had a bit of a bad upbringing, and he tried to be a plumber, but he had a big drinking problem, and it didn't work out very well. He kept getting fired from his job.
Also, most people shit in the woods,
And he kept shitting in the woods.
so no one wanted their plumbing done.
Yeah. He came from Washington, and in 1905 he was arrested for being drunk in public. Punk in Drublic.
Great album.
And
Pumpkin trouble.
yeah, 1907 he joined the army where he learned how to use the big machine guns, and he also became a demolitions expert. 1910 he left the army. 12 days after leaving the army, he was caught with some suspect things that he was. They thought he was trying to burgle something.
Right.
Looped up massage gun.
Yeah, looped up massage gun. And so basically, he was trying to commit a robbery, but when he was caught, he said no, he's on a secret project for a new machine gun.
Oh yeah.
And the jury was like, oh, okay, fair enough, and they let him off.
Surely they would have gone, who's hired you for this secret mission here?
Yeah,
Can't tell you.
It was a simpler time, Dave.
So, but at this point, he was 30 years old. So the only thing he'd been arrested for was being punk in Drublic.
Right.
And then in 1911, he was struggling for money, and he started doing some petty crime. And he then got a gang together. What's that?
His big beaker cup that you just drank from.
Dave was laughing because I was having a drink out of my cup. My hamster cup. I've got a sippy cup with a straw. What's
He's got
the
a beer and a sippy
Right.
cup? I couldn't not just.
Sorry, carry on.
Right.
Sorry, Matt.
1911. He was a shit outlaw, right?
So he was a plumber, demolitions expert, something else, army, outlaw.
So this is the crux. This is the beginning of it, by the way. This isn't the main fact. It just needs a build up to like his journey.
His origin story.
Yeah. So in 1911, he tried to do petty crime. Then he tried to rob the Iron Mountain, Missouri Pacific train, where they had a safe on it with money in it, and he used too much nitroglycerin and destroyed the safe and the money.
Oh, embarrassing.
And then a few months later, he tried to rob a Kansas bank, and he didn't use enough nitroglycerin, and he basically blew up the bank but not the safe.
It sounds like a really like exotic, like Goldilocks story.
I know. And then he tried to rob a Union Pacific train, which apparently had $400,000 in it, which is the equivalent of 10 million now.
Oof.
But he got the wrong train,
Oh.
and he got away with $46.
Like a couple of hundred quid, isn't it?
Which apparently was one of the smallest robberies in history on a train. So he was being hunted for being a dickhead. Yeah. And he hid in a hayloft, and he got into a gunfight, and he basically said, "You'll never take me alive." And he was shot in a gunfight and killed.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where the fact starts.
Oh,
right?
okay.
His body was never claimed, and the people in the funeral home refused to bury him as they'd not been paid, and so they preserved his body with an arsenic solution. The owner of the funeral home put a rifle in his hand, stuck him outside, and said, and basically did it as a sideshow, as the bandit who wouldn't give up, and you can put a nickel, which is just over $1, in its mouth for good luck. So this is 1916. You can put $1 in its mouth for good luck.
Gross.
Okay. Then two men turned up, the Elmer brothers, and they said, we were Elmer's brothers. We want our brother back. They said it was going to San Francisco for burial, but they sent him to Kansas for a sideshow attraction where he went as where he was seen as the Oklahoma Mummy Man.
Oh, God.
The fuck?
Yeah, so, and he was just there as this outlaw in a carnival show.
Probably made more in death than he did in life.
Yeah, I was going to say.
But then in 1922, he was sold to the carnival of. He was sold from the carnival to the Museum of Crime. But they didn't really know who they were, so they were just like, "Here's a bloke."
He looks a bit crimey.
Yeah,
He did crime, don't you know?
So then 11 years later, he was loaned. The body was loaned to the director of a film called Narcotic. This is 1933, and it was used.
The talkies.
And his body was used not in the film, but to advertise to not do drugs. And so when you turn up to the film and there's this like corpse of like, if you do drugs, this is what you'll look like.
Oh my God.
But it gets worse. This gets worse. 1949. The owner of this wax museum, who originally owned it at the Museum of Crime, he died and it was placed in storage for 20 years.
Oh,
What?
Yeah, the body was for 20 years.
I know it's preserved, but it'd be rotting by now, right?
Yeah, it's like
Well, it was so preserved with arsenic and everything else.
It's highly poisonous.
Yeah.
no one would touch it.
So it was then lent out. It was discovered 20 years later and was lent out for a B movie called She Freak, where it was just in the background. And it was at this point, it was amongst loads of other wax figures. So it was just assumed that this was a wax figure.
Oh, it's got more IMDb listings than any of us.
yeah.
I know.
I was literally just about to-
and it went into a museum as someone who had been somebody who was dying from weather, like somebody who died on a mountain. So this body as a wax museum was like someone who died on a mountain. But this is where it gets even weirder, right? His body. So they basically sold this body to this amusement park, all these wax figures, and this guy wanted to put his wax figure, thinking it was a wax figure. He didn't know it was a real body. He painted it in a luminous, glowing paint. His body, put it in a haunted house, and wanted it to be the hanging man in a luminous green paint.
God.
Well, it was then the 6 million. You know the program, the $6 Million Man. Yeah, in 1976, they filmed an episode which had this theme park, this haunted house in it. And when they moved this glowing green hanging man, his arm fell off. And it was then where they saw a bone and they were like, holy shit, I think this is a real person. So they took it to a coroner, and when they did an inspection, they found a penny and a ticket stub from back when he died. They also found the bullet in him that killed him.
Fuck off.
And the reason they dated it was because they realized that he was preserved with arsenic, which they stopped using in 1920, and the bullet they stopped using in 1905. And then he was eventually buried in 1977, 66 years after his death, where he was buried in concrete to stop anybody else pulling up his body. And over 300 people attended his funeral.
Well, I was going to say, he's sought after talent. He's been in the business for years.
I know.
What a prestigious career he's had in the entertainment sector.
I know that was a bit of a long count factula, but I just thought, wow.
Christ.
Yeah, that's mental.
Hey,
What was such a weird time? I actually heard, this is like a little holus bolus fact, quick one. But the shootout at the OK Corral? Well, it lasted 20 seconds and it wasn't at the OK Corral. It was at like the photographic shop down the road. But that didn't sound as cool as shootout at the OK Corral, which is like a horse field. It was like a shootout at the picture shop. It would have been a bit shitter.
Down the road of the OK Corral.
But yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, very, very good.
Mind you, to be fair,
career.
if they did it at the picture shop, they could have had some killer headlines like photo shoot.
Sadly, though, back in those times, very long people had to stand very still to take a picture. So
Yes,
The thing I like about that Elmer story is that the story comes in full circle where he died and he had coins put in his mouth. The reason they identified him was because he had coins still in his throat.
yeah. Which is just, it's mental.
For like 50
Honestly,
years.
mental.
weird.
Yeah. Right, who's next?
Who's next? Ashley and
Okey-dokey.
Sons.
Well,
The firework boy.
the firework boy, actually, the firework boy. Well, mine is nowhere near as interesting as that, to be
All right,
perfectly
well,
honest.
Joe,
However, wait, someone might want to hear it. It's not very long, so it doesn't matter. But I thought I would dive into a little bit on the history of bacon.
Oh.
I have no idea why.
Well, Joe,
Well, if you don't want to hear it, it's
No,
fine.
go. I wanna hear- I wanna hear
You want to
it.
hear? You want to hear? Right, okay. Well, turns out that bacon is actually a lot older than I thought it was. So, bacon's history dates back thousands of years to 1500 BC, in which the Chinese were curing pork bellies with salt, creating an early form of bacon. Although pigs were domesticated in China as far back as 5000 BC, were also being raised in Europe in 1500 BC. Speculation exists that the Romans and Greeks learned bacon production and curing through conquests in the Middle East. And it says the Romans improved pig breeding and spread pork production throughout their empire. Now,
Pigs have been domesticated for 7,000 years.
apparently so. Yeah, apparently so, according to this. And it says the ancient
I'm waiting
Romans
for the pig uprising.
Yeah, it's about time. Animal Farms.
You got pigs.
Like Planet of the Pigs. Yeah. So yeah, the ancient Romans also had an early version of bacon, it said, which they called patasso, a shoulder of
course
pig
they did.
boiled with dried figs, browned and served with wine. Throughout the medieval times,
Everything was served with wine in Rome.
That's it, exactly. It says, throughout the medieval times, bacon and bacon fat were very important ingredients used by Anglo-Saxon peasants for cooking.
Yeah.
It says the word bacon may have come from various sources, particularly from the French word bacco, the common Germanic bacon, and the old Teutonic word back, all of which
That's what I'm going to call my bacon from now. Back. Right, darling, do you want some back?
I know that the pigs from I think it was China are called a pork chop.
Oh my God.
But
I love it. I love everything about it.
No, seriously.
No.
There's a breed of pigs with really, really short legs, like tiny, and they're called groundhogs.
I love it. It's going to be a joke.
Yeah, I did as well, but yeah, I love it. So, it says all of these names refer to the back of the pig and date back before the 12th century. In the 16th century, the word bacon or bacon was used to refer to any kind of pork. It was only in the 17th century that bacon was used to refer exclusively to the salted and smoked belly that we know today as bacon. And it says in Yorkshire and Tamworth, there were breeds of pigs that were specifically grown for making bacon. And it says pigs came to North America through several means. Christopher Columbus brought 8 pigs to Cuba at the insistence of Queen Isabella. And Hernando de Soto brought 13 pigs to Tampa Bay in 1539. And it said apparently Native Americans reportedly became very fond of the taste of pork. And it said resulted in some of the worst attacks on the De Soto expedition. It says by the time of De Soto's death, 3 years later, his pig herd had grown to 700, not including the one his troops had consumed. Those that ran away and became wild pigs and the ancestors of today's feral pigs. And those given to the Native Americans to keep the peace. The pork industry in America begun.
Oh, those pigs must have been running like...
Yes. There's a couple more bits here. An influx of pigs from England came from during the 1600s. It says the popular phrase "bring home the bacon" can be traced to the 12th century in the English town of Dunmow. The church in the town promised to reward a side of bacon to any married man who swore before God and the congregation that he would not quarrel with his wife for a year and a day.
Fine.
The husband who could bring home the bacon was highly esteemed by his community.
Weird.
And then in the Second World War, bacon played an important role during the time of rationing. It gained popularity as reasonably priced meat for families to consume on a regular basis. People returned the bacon grease left from cooking bacon to their butcher, who in turn donated the bacon fat to the war effort. Among many uses, bacon fat was used as incendiary devices for making explosives.
Wow.
And for making explosives, sorry. Yeah.
It was bacon was a big part of Star Wars as well.
Star Wars.
Yeah, Ham Solo.
Mate, you're on fire tonight. I ain't gonna lie. And then I'll finish this up with this last bit. It says, today's pig is lean and yields about 15 pounds of bacon per hog. Think about this. Last year, 1.7 billion pounds of bacon were used in the US food service. That's more than 113 million pigs. Hog production and the making of bacon sure has come a long way. Yeah, really has. Yeah.
Oh.
So there you go. Facts about bacon.
Nice.
Great.
So,
Great.
I have no
Anyway,
idea why. I
well,
was like, why not?
Oh, fair play. It was fascinating to know.
Yeah.
It's
But I didn't
sad.
realise it went back as far as that. That's what I think that was the thing that got me. I think that, yeah, it's been around for a long time.
It's quite interesting, really, like to really think back of like human civilization, the point when they were like really checking out shit and like, oh, can we eat this? Can I eat that? Or like when they were getting berries and everything.
I mean, I find it, amazing with the fact that, somebody's like, you see that big creature over there with the udders?
Yeah.
Do you reckon we can milk that? And only now we're discovering we can milk spiders.
and we've been missing out for.
I mean, we
2000
could be
the world's
onto
only
something
2000
here.
years
We
old.
could do the world's first spider milk farm. I don't want to be any part of it. I don't. It'll creep me out.
I will endorse.
I will merely
I
fund
don't
it.
want to do it.
I will merely fund it. But I
Fund it
do not
from a
want to go
separate
anywhere
account.
near the
Under an
giant
alias.
spider milk farm.
Yeah, under an alias as well, so your name's not attached.
Joe, what's your fact this week?
Cool. Well, I've got another fact. I've got a fact about another strange man in our Earth's history. And this is about more unlike Matt's story about the guy who tried to make something happen. This man had something happen to him, which is I found quite funny. The article caught my eye. So this is Finland during the Second World War.
Okay.
So Finland were very much part of the war, and they were fighting the Russians in like the mountains. There was a lot of you may have heard about that Finnish sniper who was like the winter guy who
Yes.
he's got like the highest snipe record of all time. They were a strange army, but we're going to go to March 18th, 1944. So we've got I'm going to get his name wrong as I do every time.
Do it.
Aimo, which is AIMO, Koivunen. Koivunen. Basically, he and his squad are being chased by the Russians through the snow. They're beating a retreat on skis, but they're exhausted. They've been going for days, and there's a lot more Russians than them. He's lost his squad at this point, and he's kind of in the forest, and he's absolutely knackered until he realizes he's got his whole squad's supply of Pervitin. Pervitin? I don't know what that is, but basically it's meth. So,
Okay.
just a quick side note: meth was used commonly in the war to keep soldiers awake.
Yeah.
So he thought, "Oh, great, that will keep me going." But because he was fleeing and they were quickly gaining on him, he couldn't, and he had his mittens on because it was well below freezing. He couldn't just get one pill out, so he popped all 30 pills, which is you're only meant to take one. So,
Oh shit!
so he was absolutely fucking. So he found his squad and he started breaking the snow for everyone ahead of him. And basically, he just kept telling everyone that he was really good at skiing. and
I'm totally great.
and the last thing he remembers is that he started getting dizzy and lost consciousness. Now, that's what he remembers. What actually happens is he wakes up 62 miles away with no ammunition, food, and was completely alone. And he'd lost his entire squad and didn't know how. And somehow he survived. So like he woke up and he was like, okay, weird, but okay, I'm 62 miles away from the Russians.
That's a long way as well.
It
Just
is,
skiing.
yeah.
Well, it gets even stranger. So, meth famously, a food suppressant. So he wasn't very hungry, but he was quickly losing weight in the snow because of increased metabolism. So he was eating pine buds and a small Siberian jay he'd managed to catch and ate whole. Still very much under the influence, the Russians picked up his trail again. So he stopped off again and he trod on a landmine. And he passed out in like basically a ditch. But still being so full of meth, he got up out of the ditch and went on another 250 miles.
What the fuck?
Do they know what condition he was from the landmine? Like, did he lose?
No, he just kind of got a bit blown up.
I love
A bit blown up, and he's like, "Oh, I'm still on my trolley. Off I fucking
just
go."
butter scratch.
Apparently he turned his back to it, and it kind of just completely fucked his cold back up. But because he was so high on meth, he didn't lose any limbs or anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, he travelled 400 kilometers, 250 miles. They found him passed out and took him to hospital, where his heart rate was 200 beats a minute. And he weighed only 43 kilograms, which is 94 pounds. And the funny thing is, he lived to 72. And he still to this day does not know what the hell happened between taking the pills.
And to this day, he's still high on meth.
The two things he remembers is taking the pills and blowing up. And they're the only two things he remembers. And somehow he went 250 miles from the Russians, just completely off his tits. So
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
go on. Yeah.
I was going to say, if you're ever in a pickle, bam, an absolute lethal dose of meth.
I was going to say, is there any details on what happened with his squad or anything? Did Dave?
No, I got this from the Finnish history.
I was just curious, like to see, like if they've got any like depictions of what happened with him. You know, like
I bet they were like,
They're all
fucking
getting away.
zoomed
They
off,
see him zoom off.
firing in the air or some shit.
No,
I'll distract him.
It was interesting. It was a whole piece on the history of like drugs in Finland. And there's one bit just at the end I was reading about in the 60s. These people took a load of pills. This party of young artists took a load of pills, and according to them, they sat outside and stared at the moon for 1 week solid. I don't know what goes on in Finland, but their drugs do funny things to them.
There's a lot of saunas in Finland, and
Well, do you know what?
Saunas.
Do you know what?
Saunas.
Little holus bolus fact. The Finnish army take portable saunas with them, so they can warm up during outings. That's a true story.
I don't blame them. That's the only place I've been to where I've been into a sauna before a gig and after a gig, and it was probably one of the best days of my life.
There you go. So Dave, that leaves you.
Fact?
Oh yeah, me. Well, do you remember back in let's say around about, I guess it was 1997, we'd just seen Toy Story 1. Toy Story 1 had just opened a whole new world of like Pixar and
Great film. Yeah.
And the whole new world of what we were going to kind of see in today's future of what animation was going to do. But did you know that it was almost completely deleted and scrapped, and there would be no such thing as Jessie, the female, Woody's girlfriend, or Bullseye, the little horse?
Number one, Bo Peep is Woody's girlfriend. Come on. Jesse's his partner.
Jesse's his side thing.
Yeah, from the
This
TV
side
show.
thing. Isn't Buzz? Isn't it
I think
depicted that
the
Buzz and
serious
Jessie were
question
a
is,
bit?
guys, Bo Peep, would you?
Absolutely,
Oh, yeah.
without a doubt.
yeah.
Wouldn't you?
And the sheep.
I mean, I was going to say the sheep first.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Pixar, a Steve Jobs thing, right? Isn't it? It was
Is it
from
Steve
his.
Jobs thing?
It was from his company Next. That when he got booted out of Apple, he made a company and it had an animation division, and the whole company flopped, but the animation division stayed and it became Pixar.
Interesting.
I did
Did not know that.
There's a bonus fact for you there on Pixar.
Yeah, I'm full of them.
There
But
you
basically,
are.
yeah. So 1997, Toy Story 1's already been out. It's been out for a couple of years. Pixar's on the verge of making Toy Story 2. They're coming to the very near the end of the film. And basically, obviously, as you we're back in 1997. There's no such thing as iCloud or any external,
Ironically.
internet thing where you can store stuff. So everything was stored on hard drives, stuff like that. So Pixar are clearing up. So it's basically someone in Pixar is clearing up data and clearing up files from their servers that are obviously inbuilt into the place where they work. And they've hit a command which has ended up deleting everything.
Oh my god!
They're on the last final stages of creating this film.
Could you imagine?
Command to clean up the crap that doesn't need to be there anymore.
And there was no automation back then either. Everything was done like painstakingly, frame by frame.
Exactly. Everything's on one server. Everyone's working in individual computers, but they're all linked to like one kind of like
shit.
Main computer frame that's connected all. So this person who's meant to be cleaning up certain files has ended up typing in a command that's deleted everything. There's like a quote from one of the animators who said they were working on Woody's hat because a certain frame, his hat was too far forward or something like that. So they're working on making the hat back in the right position. And while doing that, he looked in the corner and saw that there was 40 frames around it, did a small edit and then looked again and there was only 4 frames. And that's when they all went, oh shit. So basically, this person typed in a command that deleted everything. The entire thing was deleted from the servers. They lost the entire film. This was in the final weeks of the film going out before like final production going out to actual being cinemas.
Imagine feeling what that guy felt.
Yeah, imagine being that person going,
I think I'd throw up.
Click.
Yeah.
So this all happened. It's all going to shit. Everyone's shitting themselves. They literally had 2 options. They either entirely scrap the film, delete it, never happened, they're never going to do it again, or start from the scratch. They have a moment of panic because there's no backup, there's no online backup. No one's got a USB stick with it on there. They're shitting themselves. Basically, it turns out the person who was like one of the main editors, main person in charge, had just had a child. And because that person had just had a child, had left the office about a week prior to that, they had a backup of the film on an external hard drive. So this woman had just given birth and within the state of 3 or 4 hours after giving birth was called back in.
Fucking hell.
Jesus.
All the data for Toy Story 2 to send it back to Pixar in order for them to actually complete the film and finish it.
Bloody hell.
As a creep, well, not creepy, but as a kind of cool little thing for Toy Story 4, there's a scene where I think it's, is it Andy, the main kid? Andy's mum pulls up and the back of a car, you can see it in the rain. License plate on it is, what is it? It's RMRF97. And that's like a reference to which was the code that almost deleted everything, which was R-R-F and 97 being the year it happened. So RM-R-F was the code that almost deleted and destroyed Pixar. Because obviously if Toy Story 2 had never come out, probably would have been the end of Pixar. We wouldn't have all these other films that would come out now, all the fucking Finding Nemo, all the great films that we've seen
they've
today.
made some, Pixar have made some incredible films,
exactly.
like it's,
well, now it's Soul.
They didn't make
that.
Shark Tale, and that was the best one.
Well, that was Will Smith, so,
Didn't make Shrek, did they?
They didn't make Shrek.
No. Or B movie.
You know what? They're crap, actually.
They are shit.
They're shit. You know what? Pixar are crap. This whole fact was crap. I'm sorry, everyone.
That's amazing.
I think we've got some good facts, and I think it's time for a game.
Ooh.
Oh, God, yeah.
Okay, so totally picture this. So you're running away from the Russians, yeah, and you get on the plane and you get all the way to Argentina, but you get there and you realize the love of your life is stuck in the bunker. Oh. But do not fear, for we've got the best thing out there. We've got the Everbrunn Pocket Pussy. Ooh, what can you do? Well, you can get it everywhere on the Autobahn. All the goods stations have it for sale. And it comes in 3 sizes and it is also blonde. Yeah, great, perfect. Everything is wunderbar. The Everbrunn Pocket Pussy, available everywhere for everyone. Yeah.
Hello, and welcome to my games corner. I'll be your game master, Jimothy Jonkins. Jim, it's me, Jimothy Jonkins.
Jonkins Jim.
This week, I thought we'd try something a bit different. So instead of this or that, which is what we normally do, or some elaborately crafted story, we're going with what I assume is some kind of child's game. I mean, I thought of it, but I think it already exists, which is probably why I've secondhand thought of it. So I've got 2 random generators. One has got words and one has got letters. And I'll send to one of you a word and a letter, and you've got to describe to the other 2 this word using only words beginning with that letter. So, for example, Ash, if I gave you motorbike and the letter B, you've got to describe only words beginning with B that are not bike.
Right, okay.
Okay, cool. So now we've got it.
Yeah.
I'm going to generate my random word. I'm going to send it to Matt.
Oh God, I'm first.
Right, that's your word, and your letter is that.
Okay. Oh my God, this is hard.
You've got a minute. Go. I'll try and help as much as I can.
Okay. Rare.
Steak.
Oh my God,
so hard.
this is so hard.
Rare.
Rare.
Regal.
Regal. Yeah.
Very
Crown.
fucking hell.
Rumpelstiltskin.
Mummy.
Gold.
Rumpelstiltskin. Big more Rumpelstiltskin.
Rumpelstiltskin sized.
Gold. Gold.
Gold.
Spindle.
Why can't I think of any R words?
Rupees in the game.
In the game.
Currency.
In the game, there's no RRR.
No, yeah, in the game. In the game that's got rupees.
Shing. I'm using noises now.
Small.
Build
No, I can't say anything. Can I?
It's so hard. What? It's fairy. It was fairy.
Pharaoh. What about Pharaoh?
Fairy. It was fairy. The word was
fairy.
A fairy.
When I thought of this, I didn't think it'd be so hard.
Fairy.
Where did Regal come from there?
Because there's a word beginning with R. Right, Dave, I'm going to send you. I'm going to send you out of that.
You're taking a piss out of me for these.
Oh no! I know it's going to be hard. I'm just laughing.
You
'cause it's
forgot.
funny.
Right.
You forget all words that begin with that word.
Yeah,
Dave,
yeah.
this is yours.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
You ready?
No.
Right.
Come on.
3, 2, 1, go.
You can do it, Dave.
God.
It's J.
Yeah.
Jod.
Jizz.
Jizz.
Cheers. Spunk.
Fucking hell. Dubious.
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 Jealous.
No, that's nothing at all.
So far we got
Envy.
dubious.
Joker.
Evil.
Joker.
Villain.
Oh, you're on the right track.
Walk around it.
Baddie. Oh no. Baddie.
Brooke. Thief.
Super
Fucking
villain.
hell.
Thief. Yeah.
How does
Criminal.
this is
Murderer.
bollocks? How do I put a J
Harold
to this
Shipman.
word?
Jacked
Harold
up.
Shipman.
Juked. Get juked.
Jury decides if you like
Jail.
No, it's
Convict.
It's dangerous.
Dangerous. Fucking.
I don't think this would be so hard.
And then J. How are you going to use J to describe the word dangerous?
Come on. Hit me.
Viable.
Hit me. Come on.
This is a great game you can play at home, everyone.
Yeah, you can go fucking crazy.
Okay.
It's a great game that everyone loses.
Yeah.
No one wins
Ash.
until Ash plays.
Wait till you see your word.
Oh my god. Right. Okay.
That's not so bad. The letter's good though. It's a kind letter. Right. Go.
Okay. Oh shit. You're right.
Give us one word.
Sufferable.
Suffering. Sun.
That is there.
Sun.
Yeah.
Technically.
Sun. Yeah.
Burning.
Sun rays. Sun rays.
Sun rays.
Sizzling.
Sizzling skin. Sizzling skin.
Frying. Cooking.
Heat. Fire.
Burnt.
Oh, you're on the right.
smoldered,
Yeah. It can't, yeah.
smoldered,
Sizzling.
Oh wait. Right. Let me think. Come on.
jacket potato.
Safety. Safety.
Safety. Yeah.
Oh,
Safety.
No safety.
Sizzling. Sizzling skin.
Sausages.
Not wearing suntan lotion.
Sunburn.
Oh no.
Oh,
It's
mate,
radiation.
Radiation.
That's about as close as we've got with it.
Yeah, that was, if anything.
That is.
This game is too hard.
It's too
very
hard.
difficult. It's very difficult. The other thing we could potentially do, if we wanted to have one more go at it, because I actually quite like this idea, is to give maybe the letter of the word that we're trying to figure out at least. maybe
okay.
give us just a little bit, so we still have,
there.
so we can, basically, so say in that instance, radiation, you say, right, his word begins with R and his letter is S, and then go, or something like that,
Right.
maybe that
Matt,
might help.
I'll do one more to you.
Okay.
That's your word.
Yeah.
The word begins with L,
Yeah.
Okay.
and our letter is M.
Right, okay.
Machine.
Yeah, machine.
Oh God.
Mutant.
Machine mutant. It begins with L.
Oh God.
Jesus.
Micro.
Micro. Yeah, micro. Little.
Mike. Yeah.
Oh God.
Fucking hell. This is
Macro.
Laser.
Laser. He got it.
Laser.
How?
What did that?
What the fuck just happened?
Welcome to the hardest game we've ever played.
Ash went laser.
Yeah,
And that
I
makes
thought,
perfect
believe it or
fucking
not,
sense.
I thought laser after the second word was said. But I thought, no, that doesn't make sense. But then, I don't know why. But the thing is like I said, that's the difference. Is if you've got a starting point, it means you've got so many more, less options to go by.
Oh God! It just shows
helps.
you, when you panic, how little words you remember.
I know, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Another fun game you could play with your friends and family, listeners at home, is replace everyone you know's first name for the letters of their first and last name with B. So I'd be Bo Marshall,
I'll be Becky Bodgers.
Baffy Bodgers, Bash
Bashley
Baron,
Barron. Or Bash Barron. Bash Barron, I like that. Bash Barron.
Babe Billings.
Billings. Yeah, not really much of a change.
No, wait. Can we do Can we do the Synergin intro game with all bees?
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
What, like Brian Badonde?
So we gotta go. Oh, Wassup Weenies! Bye, Bam. Victor Barsley.
Bye, Bam, Bo Boy.
Bam, Mr. Braves.
Bye, Bam. Bacon bean.
Bacon bean.
Bacon bean. Bacon bean.
Bacon bean.
Bacon bean.
Bacon bean.
Oh,
Bacon bean.
time for
Batch Boast Bit Boost.
I am bacon beans.
This is the latest dispatch just received in our news.
Synergin Podcast, bringing you the latest news from around the world with Hot Lips, Funky Gibbon, Long Socks, and Teabag. This is shit news. Yeah, it's shit news.
Why does it sound so out of breath already?
Oh, ladles and jelly spoons. You're joined here with your funky news team. We've got Hot Lips, Funky Gibbon, Teabag, and Long Socks, and we are here. We've
Got beer.
we've filled up our socks with the milk, the nutritious spider milk of news, and we've carried it back in our boots for you, and we'll wring them out open over your open and willing mouths. Deliver the news.
There's an image.
So in this week's news, because we like to keep you away from the lamestream media, who cares about politics? Blech. Who cares about whatever?
Real
some
life.
some old man in a big palace dying. Blech. Whatever.
Give a
Boring.
Old news.
Boring. We care about Katie Price.
Yeah, please don't. So, Khloe Kardashian posts cryptic comment among Tristan Thompson cheating rumors. I don't know what any of that means.
Ah,
Yeah, that
bitch.
was.
Wow.
Is that English?
Yeah. Line of Duty's Martin Compton strips nude in resurfaced full frontal nude
Sexy
scenes.
motherfucker.
Don't know.
He's a sexy motherfucker. I've got two bits of Katie Price news here. Katie
what's
Price,
that
Katie Price's boyfriend buys a house in Essex.
Give a shit.
Okay, good for him.
Well done.
Kesha
Kesha.
says we've been pronouncing her name wrong the whole time. It's just Kesha, and someone's written on the TikTok, oh, so it wasn't $, huh?
$8 sign.
Peter Andre's thrills fans by sharing a video of his son eating.
Bastard!
Molly May Haig goes makeup free to reveal real skin.
Who?
A real skin, not a reptilian skin.
No, the question is, whose skin was she wearing before? And close personal
Leatherface sequel.
close personal friend of the show, Katie Price, almost played the role of hot nanny in Sex and the City 2, if you could believe it.
No, I can't.
But what I really want to focus on is a Russian man who has been trapped on a Chinese TV show for 3 months.
Okay.
He's a man called Vladislav Ivanov, a 27-year-old from Russia. He's been put on a show, like a boy band show in China called Produce Camp. Apparently is the name of it. And instantly regretted his decision. So basically, he went there as a translator, and they liked the look of him. He's a very handsome Russian man. And they were like, do you fancy being on the show? And he was like, I can't sing or dance. And they were like, yeah, but you look nice. And you're not, you don't look Chinese like all the other contestants. So they signed him up, and he instantly regretted his decision and was like, I want to go home. And they were like, well, you signed this contract, which means you're here as long as the show is on and you can't leave.
Oh, no.
So basically every week, and this is the hilarious thing, every week he's been begging the audience to like vote him off. And because of that, the audience have voted for him to stay. So now he's in the finals after 3 months stuck in this like hell. He's shit at singing, he's shit at dancing, but the audience love it. They like can't get enough of it.
That's almost got a British humour to it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
The funny thing is,
torture.
it finally ended. He didn't actually win because he was shit, and I don't think the production team would have allowed someone who was shit to get the big record contracts in the end. But he put on like the Chinese social media site Weibo. He said, finally getting off work. It got viewed 180 million times. So this guy's like an overnight sensation, but all he wanted to do was fucking go home. But yeah, so that's his story. Oh, I've just been interrupted. Long socks, are you there?
That's me right here. Funny enough, you mentioned people being held against their own kind of will. I've got a story about Suez Canal recently has had a lot of attention with the boat that got stuck.
So it has.
That actually led to a garden gnome shortage in England, by the way.
Well,
Oh yeah.
I'm being deadly serious.
So I don't know why we bother, because obviously more pressing issues is the fact that people are missing out on garden gnomes.
Fuck it hell.
Sad fucking losers. Anyway, back to the Suez Canal. So all the attention on that boat getting stuck between the middle of the Suez Canal and destroying loads and loads of people's industries. Anyway, a guy, basically, another thing that happened on Suez Canal while all this was going on, a guy by the name of Mohammed Aisha, who was set as a legal guardian for a ship, was left on the Suez Canal for 4 years on his own, stuck on a boat with no power, no electricity, nothing, stuck outside on the Suez Canal. And because he was a legal guardian of the ship, he wasn't able to leave it. So basically,
a lot of people are contractually obligated to do weird things today.
It's weird. So the Suez Canal, with this boat, it's basically turned up. I believe it was a fishing ship. It's turned up. It's in the Suez Canal. And because some of the equipment on it that was safety equipment or whatever wasn't up to the standard, it was deemed not suitable to be sent out. So it was basically in the Suez Canal, which is part of Egypt. The Egyptian, what was it, Border Patrol, whatever, said your ship's not allowed to go. So this gentleman, when he first joined up to the ship, was apparently given a document, and he signed it just thinking he was signing, his rights to work on the ship. Turned out he was signing his rights to be the official guardian of the ship. And what that basically means is when the ship's done for business or whatever, when everyone starts working, there has to be someone on board the ship to make sure it doesn't just fall into the sea or rot away or something like that.
Fall into the sea.
I don't know. Someone's basically just got to look after it and make sure it doesn't become a hindrance, so to speak. So he was left on the ship with most of the crew. The captain of the ship and the people that actually owned it pissed off straight away. They were like, whoop, fuck this up. Let's get out of here. They
Whoopsie.
Woohoo, we fucked up. They disappeared straight away. Within the first couple of weeks and couple of months, most of the crew stayed there. After a while, most of the crew realised the captain and that wasn't coming back, so they all disappeared. But him as the legal guardian, he had to stay on the ship. If he was seen leaving the ship, he could get arrested and fined and punished for leaving that ship. It's kind of similar as like, not fly tipping, but you know what I mean? Just leaving shit out there to rot. So this dude gets left on a ship for 4 years on his own. there's no gas in the ship anymore, so there's no electricity running. He's on his own. He's literally living out there in uncharted waters on his own for 4 years. The only thing that saves him is after, I think he started in 2015. In 2018, a storm hit where he was and pushed the ship close enough that he could actually swim to shore. For the final year and a half being stuck on this ship, he was swimming to shore in order to actually just charge his phone and get signal and stuff like that, get water and food for him to survive on the ship. I mean, he's been there for almost 3 years on this point on his own, just living on either like fishing.
You just fuck off, wouldn't you?
This big vessel. The poor dude, when he finally got to charge his phone, he started sending out videos being like, I've been left here. I've been dumped. Everyone that actually owns this ship has ignored it. Funny enough, the BBC were the people that found this message from him and took note of it and actually were like, well, let's do something about this. And the BBC sent reporters out there to find him and help him get off the ship. Eventually, there was an organisation that put a load of money in order to actually buy the ship and take the legal rights off him. So he was no longer the guardian, so he was actually legally free to walk away. They contacted the bloke that owned the ship and he did the whole like, we tried and all this sort of shit. It's now a big tribunal thing going on where they're actually trying to punish the bloke or person who owned the ship in the first place.
Damn fucking right.
This dude lived on a ghost ship equivalently, living with rats and bugs with no power and stuff like that for 4 years, just stuck out in the ocean. The poor fucker.
Hot shit news tip: always read your contracts. That's been the key theme so far.
The dotted line before you talk to a temple.
Because you said obviously after time came in, he got closer to the shore so he could swim. So how did he survive in between that, like with water and stuff?
I guess he had 5 people's worth of food, didn't he? Because
he had
the whole
supplies
ship
for a
left.
degree. Yeah, like it's a big ship. From the videos, there are if you research it, I recommend it. Go on BBC and type in 5 years, 4 years in Suez Canal, whatever, something like that. There's a load of videos of the dude where he's finally got his phone charged, and you're like looking around. And obviously, there was a lot of crew on the ship, so he had a lot of supplies, but he was literally just left there on his own to kind of rot. Like I think for most of the thing, he was like 15 miles out of sea, and then eventually 5 miles.
Oh my god! I'm gonna have to stop you there. There's a hot scoop coming in from the southeast of London. Whatever your name is, Teabag. Are you there?
So a hot scoop is that baby names. Obviously, 2020 had a big baby boom with lots of people being trapped indoors due to the incident.
How many babies have signed contracts?
4 babies have signed contracts. They'll be sent out to the nearest river.
They're all the legal guardians of their parents now.
We have the top list of boy and girl names for 2021.
Okay.
Definitely no Karens.
And
COVID.
I feel sad for humanity.
Oh, dear.
So, do you want boy or girl names first?
Go with girl and we'll have the boy names as dessert.
Okay. So,
Third.
in 5th place, we have Maeve.
Maeve.
Oh, beautiful Irish name.
Maven.
To be fair, the girl names...
Name's all right.
Number 4, we've got Iris.
Oh, yeah.
Number 3, we've got Elodie. Elodi.
I don't mind Elodie.
I don't like Elodie because it's like, if you're going to call it, just call it a melody. Like, that's a nice name.
Yeah, no, Elodie's...
Elodie's where's the M?
It sounds like an LD.
Yeah.
Like a whole name.
Number 2 is Ophelia.
Oh.
Yeah.
That sounds like a disease.
And number 1 is Luna.
Luna.
That doesn't surprise me.
The top girl name of 2021 is Luna.
Sounds very Twilight. Go on then, what's the boys' names?
For boys, number 5 is Atticus.
What?
Oh, yeah, here we go. This is more like it.
Atticus.
Prometheus.
Wait, these are the top, yes?
Yeah, these are
Augustus.
In the world.
Caesar,
United States.
Caesar Augustus.
In the UK.
UK.
Atticus.
We've got Atticus. And number
Scipio Africanus.
And number 4, we've got Albie.
No.
That doesn't surprise me.
Number 3, we've got Hugo.
Hugo, really?
Man, that's come back around, isn't it? Fucking hell.
Number 2, we've got Oscar.
What? Okay,
yeah.
We're going with like
and number 1 for boys, we've got Arlo.
Did the class people get pregnant?
Arlo.
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 Is it because people have forgotten how to speak?
Arlo.
Imagine if his last name was Vera.
Arlo. Oh no! Oh no!
I'm gonna have to interrupt you, Funky Gibbon, because we've got a news report from Funky Gibbon.
Thank you very much.
Oh my God,
I'm actually in the studio today. I'm in the studio today. It's crazy, isn't it? I'm not out on the field for a change. It's mental. I know. So don't worry, I'll be back out in the field next week to give you all the hot scoops in a very delayed fashion. Don't worry.
Good.
Right, so teen accidentally moves into a retirement community after skipping flat viewing. So a teenager accidentally moved into a retirement village after signing a tenancy agreement without viewing the property. Madison cohort 19 was left puzzled when all of her neighbours appeared to be over the age of 65 after she moved into a flat in Arkansas. A week later, she stumbled across a sign that explained everything. She's the only teenager living in a community of pensioners.
Very low crime rates, I imagine, in that area.
It says, the nursing assistant who had moved over from Oklahoma went viral on TikTok after filming herself covering her face in embarrassment. She stood next to a senior citizens apartment sign. While other teens may crave neighbours their own age, Madison is loving her new neighbourhood as she gets to have extra sets of grandparents. In a video update, she said, "How is life at the old folks' home, you might ask? Let me show you. When I get home, it's usually always super quiet because most of my neighbours are asleep by the time I get home. But one major perk is that I can play music whenever I want to because some of them can't hear." Another fun thing about living in the old folks' home is I can always hear about the tea in town. It says another fun thing is that whenever I get to come home after a long day, everyone asks me how I'm doing. Anyway, awesome. That's how my life is going here at the old folks' home. And just remember, if you're struggling with rent, start your early retirement.
There you go. So a couple of things there. Always read your bloody contracts. We're going to just to finish up, it does. I was just going to say, apparently, it said the reason why she was allowed to move there is it said because apparently the house in itself is like an equal opportunity house and doesn't discriminate on age, despite being designed for senior citizens. So it's one of those where people, it's advertised for senior citizens, but they wouldn't stop someone moving in if they wanted to. If she'd read the bloody contract of the tenancy,
it's common thing.
There is a theme this week. Read the bloody contract.
Time for Blank-O-Mattic.
Read the contract. By listening to this podcast, you all owe us £20.
Pounds. Oh,
£1,020.
We have a Ko-fi account for that.
But 1,020 of your pounds.
fi.com/Sin and Gin. And I would also like to say that we now have a YouTube channel with a URL, which is www.youtube.com/Sin and Gin.
It's the only YouTube channel.
The only YouTube channel you need. So click subscribe, like, and get your penis out.
Rest of my dog shit.
It's Blank-O-Mattic.
Smash the like button with your cock.
Blank-O-Mattic, it's chromatic, it's dramatic. Blank-O-Mattic, it's Blank-O-Mattic.
All right, you poo-poo weenies, it is time for another Blank-O-Mattic. This is the part of the segment where we find a generator online, we put in some random words, and we find out what's going on, That's it.
What's going on?
Obviously, Joe's moving house at the moment, and he needs to find his perfect home.
Okay.
And so I found a Blank-O-Mattic that's my perfect home. So whatever this is Joe's perfect home. Okay?
Oh, great.
Okay, cool.
So we need an adjective.
Grotesque.
That doesn't sound like a perfect home. Teeny.
Welcome to Crowboy's haunted house.
That's his perfect home. There you go.
We need 2 nouns, plural.
Love bug.
Love bugs.
Love slug.
Bugs. Love bugs and souls.
Love slug.
Souls.
Love bugs and souls. We need a noun. Leotard.
Ambulance.
Crotchless leotard.
Crotch leotard.
Okay. We need a number, Ash.
We'll go for a 32.
32. We need a noun.
Another one, bloody hell.
Yeah. Oh wow! I
Hair
remember my-
extensions.
Buffalo
Hair
Builder.
extensions.
I like hair extensions.
Shit market research. I don't know.
We need a liquid. Andy Peters cum.
Wasp.
Wasp froth.
Andy Peters cum.
Wait, spider milk.
Spider milk.
Oh, we'll do
Spider milk cappuccino.
Yeah, that's
Spider milk frappuccino.
Spider milk frappuccino.
Frappuccino.
Costa and Nero.
Wow, we've just had a journey then, didn't we? Ash, we need 3 numbers. 3
Oh my god.
numbers.
Right, 4,
Yeah.
93,
Yep.
and let's do a bigger one. 497.
497. Okay. We need a noun plural.
Exploding jazz lasagnas.
I love that. It was like all of a sudden, exploding justice on your
Can't really say much after that, really, can you?
Plural furniture.
Furniture.
Like beds, lamps, sofas.
Several says
a
lodges.
couple of puffs.
Oh dear.
Not in the
It's okay.
homophobic sense.
No, it's okay. We can say a couple of puffs because it's about the putting
it's
your
a
legs
For
up.
any Americans listening, a puff is a thing you put your legs on
on the
A
sofa.
stool.
as a supplement to an armchair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got one downstairs.
When you've got a lazy boy, you have a puff.
We got a noun. We need a noun.
Another noun. Oh, fucking hell. Boxers.
Neil Buchanan scalpel.
Oh, for God's sake.
Neil Buchanan. That's like a thing that he would own as an artist.
Neil Buchanan's attacking art.
New Buchanan's guitar.
Neil Buchanan's attacking art. Fuck.
What was the name of the head? Oh, it was me.
It's me.
Yeah,
It was just head. It was just head.
Neil
Head.
Buchanan giving the head. It's not a noun, but
But I don't know. Surely the head would give Neil Buchanan a blowjob.
well, the head doesn't have a penis.
Head
does
giving
it?
head.
Head giving
Heart
head.
attacks, head giving Neil Buchanan head.
Right, we need 2 adjectives.
Good hell. Ominous.
Agreeable.
I like that.
Agreeable.
Puffy. Agreeable. Wait, no, I like agreeable.
Puffy.
Oh, we need 2 nouns plural.
Fucking hell.
Nouns.
Transformers.
Wait, what? No, Sky Gary.
Sky Gary.
Plural?
Sky Gary.
It was Sky Gary's.
What's Sky Gary's? I don't even know what that
Don't
is.
you
Sky
remember
Gary was one of the
Transformers?
non-made-up Transformers.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry,
No.
All right, okay.
Inflated sheep's bladders. I don't know.
Inflated.
I've written lionesses.
Okay.
Wait, sorry. Was it?
What?
What was it? Was it? Yeah.
And we need one more noun plural.
Arsenic arm. Arsenic arms.
Arsenic arms.
Bird bums.
Detached arsenic arms.
Attached arsenic arms.
That's a callback to earlier in the episode.
Everyone.
We need
callback.
we need a type of material.
Silk.
Flap.
Spider silk.
Hen.
Spider.
Spider
flap.
silk. Spider hen.
Cracked foot skin.
Pig scum.
I like foot skin because I've
No,
been
I
having a
don't
lot of that recently.
Oh,
Camel
no one likes
linen.
foot skin apart from
Oh, no, I like camel linen. Right, we need,
linen.
Dave,
Yo.
we need a colour.
Oh.
That was so right. Like literally, I felt that in the center of my head.
Do you want to start on movie stars instead of world leaders?
Oh,
We're
yeah.
running out of world leaders.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this
Let's go for Denzel Washington Yellow.
It took you so long to think of one person that's been in a movie. Like the game all over again.
No.
Surely they need to like go together. Like
Jet Li Lilac.
Denzel Washington White then.
Yeah, there you go. That goes. Wait.
You trying
how's
to?
that work?
Because his last name is Washington, and then that begins with a W.
Oh, right, so we go with Washington White.
Denzel Washington White.
I feel like we're treading on some dangerous ground.
I know, that's what I was thinking.
Dangerous ground.
What?
Dangerous.
How is it dangerous?
Right, type. Just so you
Because
know.
he's a black man.
We're saying that his last name begins with a W, and
Right,
the word
Dave,
white
Dave,
also begins
Dave.
Wait, we've moved on.
We've got a few more things to go. But during this time, stay quiet because you need 2 colours. Okay, they're coming up. Okay, right, we need a type of
2
material.
colours.
What? Sorry.
We need a type of material again.
Oh, fuck.
Camel's foreskin.
Okay, stop with the camel.
Camels.
Yeah.
Patches of vag. Vag patch. Vag patch.
Cabbage Patch Kids. Cabbage Patch
A
Kids.
vag patch. Cabbage vag kids.
Vag back kids. I don't know. No.
What are you trying to say?
I just like vag patch.
I like the idea of combining cabbage back
But Cabbage Patch Kids
Cabbage
aren't
Patch-
a material.
vagina.
Cabbage vag patches.
But Cabbage Patch Kids aren't a material.
No, that's right. Yeah, I like vag patch. I just really
All
like.
right, well, let's go with vag patch. We need 2 nouns plural.
Oh fuck.
Oh, cucumber scissor. Scissors.
What?
Just scissors made out of cucumbers.
They're very effective.
These scissors are useless.
They're just mushing all my belongings.
Who bought these?
Oh.
We need another one.
Slippery toad laser.
It cracks me up how you come out with these. It's like you go, slippery toad laser.
We need an adjective. Chaotic.
Spicy.
Oh, spicy.
Oh, we use spicy. We need another type of material.
Fucking its materials.
Sheepskin.
Blood-soaked wool.
Is wool material?
Bacon.
Of course, wool's a material.
Cotton. You can.
Dave.
It's a material.
That's-
Wool's not a material. Oh, I've got this lovely
What are you
build.
looking at?
Well, cotton.
Wool's not a material.
Well, brick's a material, not wool.
All right, blood-soaked bricks.
Mud.
There we go.
That's so bricks. Yes.
Right, Dave,
Oh, yes, me.
here's your moment. You've had time to think.
Yes.
I know you've been thinking about this.
Jack White Black.
You've got you got 2 colours. What was it? I mean, was it? What did you say, Joe?
Jack White Black.
That's a Jack White Black.
Careful now. Careful.
And one more colour.
Well, I
No,
had to,
don't
and Joe
put
just
that
stole.
one in. Yeah, don't put that one in. Delete that one.
So I've got Chester Bennington Burgundy.
Oh.
Beddington
Love it.
Burgundy.
Bennington.
And,
Burgundy.
Bennington.
Chester Bennington Burgundy.
Who's the main singer of Linkin Park?
Was-
Bennington. It's the tribute act.
Chester Bennington.
and
Daniel
Elon Musk
Bedingfield.
Maroon.
Lester Bennington.
Who? Sorry?
Elon Musk Maroon.
Elon Musk.
So I don't want to upset
Musk
anyone.
Maroon.
Musk Maroon.
Musk Maroon, yeah.
We need a noun.
Maroon?
Oh.
Like the blood of the blood diamonds that his
Yeah, like
family
the blood of
owns.
the fucking blood diamonds. That's right.
We need a noun. Can we have Andy Peters Cub?
Who's Andy Peters?
Why are you obsessed with Andy Peters' cum?
Who's Andy Peters?
The black children's presenter. He was in all that stuff. Didn't he have the little puppet?
What?
Timmy Mallett's Cub.
That is a diversion right there.
Wait, Andy Peters.
Oh, I think I know who Andy Peters is.
Oh, Andy
Yeah, like, he kinda
Peters.
started
I know
like that,
Andy
didn't he?
Peters.
Has he done something?
I know,
Has he
I'm
done
Andy
something?
Peters.
Has he just done something recently? What's the?
He was
Yeah, I was
like a
gonna say,
childhood
is that-
host for us. He had that. He kind of spoke a bit like that. Hello, everyone. I'm Andy Peters.
Yeah. He was like the host of
Did he come on someone? Have I missed something?
ANDI Peters. I don't know why. Matt obviously got
Are you okay, hun?
That's what I'm saying.
What the fuck is happening today?
No. We need a room in a house.
I love it how you change the subject.
The B room.
The big room. Okay.
Oh wow, he's
okay.
he's very hunky, isn't he?
The verb ending in ing.
Andy Peterings.
Andy Peterings.
Scrunching.
Fingering.
Molesting.
Ooh.
Sinking.
Shitting.
Wanking.
Wow.
Wanking.
Belching.
Gardening.
Rimming.
Fisting.
All out.
Slashing.
All out
Excavating.
fisting.
All out. All right, I'm going to go all out fisting.
Sunday night, all out fisting. Live on FX.
Sunday night, all out fisting.
All out.
Now in 4K.
Sunday night, all out fisting.
We need another room in the house.
Barbarossa's Backstreet Bum.
What?
Backstreet Bum galore.
I just like the fact you stopped at bum. Barbossa's Backstreet Bum.
Barbossa's.
I mean, just leave it at that. Barbossa's Backstreet Bum, and not everyone can guess what room of the house that is.
Have you been to the old Barbossa's Backstreet Bum?
Or you could put bunk.
Oh, sorry guys, I've eaten quite a lot. Can I visit your Backstreet? That was it, Barbossa's Backstreet Bum.
So we're using that as a code name for the toilet.
Yeah. Right. So everyone listening,
I can't carry on. I need to use the Barbossa's Backstreet Bum right now.
everyone who's listening now, next time you need to use the toilet at a public event, now that we're allowed to go out again soon, you have to replace the word toilet for a whole day with Barbossa's Backstreet Bum.
Street bum.
Be right back. I
Right.
just got to use the
We need
Barbossa's
two
Backstreet Bum.
adjectives.
I feel like I want to go, all right, after it.
Romantic
Or romantic, yeah.
Backstreet.
and
Global.
Plain.
global. I like that.
Obedient.
Right, we need a noun, plural.
Oh, mate, these nouns killing me.
Fucking
Pokemon trainer.
Not powered rocket.
Pokemon trainers.
Shih Tzu sausage.
Shih Tzu meat sausage.
Shih Tzu meat
I
sausage.
thought you said zoot suit.
Shih Tzu sausages.
Zoot suit sausage.
Shih Tzu.
Zoo suit.
A zoot suit made of sausages.
No, fuck it. We can have a zoot suit and Shih Tzu sausage.
Shih Tzu sausage. This is Shih Tzu
Good luck
sausage.
saying that one.
Do you know what a zoot suit is? It's like one of the fucking suits the Mask wore. Like one of those big, like, bright 50s.
Am I going to make a? We're going to make a sausage from bright yellow suits and
a couple of
Shih Tzu
Japanese
dogs.
Some sausages I've had might as well be made from fucking that.
Right, we need two plural foods.
Broccoli.
Oh no, fuck it. You know what?
Broccoli.
Broccoli bolognese.
No, sorry.
Broccoli. Yeah, so, right.
Let's change
broccoli
zoot suit and
bolognese.
Shih Tzu sausages.
Oh,
Wait, I think, Matt, we've got to point out to the listeners that earlier
you made a broccoli bolognese.
you said to us, you were like, "Oh, guys, look, I've made a spaghetti bolognese, but instead of the pasta, I made
Broccoli.
I used broccoli." And we were like, "Well, then it's not spaghetti, is it, Matt?"
Spaghetti bolognese. Broccoli
So we need
Broccoli-
another. We need a noun plural because I changed the zoot suit and Shih Tzu sausages to plural
Okay.
food,
Broccoli bolognese.
and I've done that as well.
No, it should be a broccoli abomination. That's what it should be.
It should be
Broccoli
It's a mouse.
bolognese abomination.
Abortion.
A broccanese just sounds like your food's going to get a fire.
Broccoli bolognese abortion.
Okay, we need a noun plural.
Mystery leggings.
Pixie socks.
Fine, you know what? No, just fucking mystery leggings. We're just keeping that. There's only three left. Dave, think of your colour. We need a plural flower.
Daffa smell.
Daffa smell.
Smells.
That's the best I could think of.
Dave, what's your colour?
It's got to look up his celebrities.
Leona Lewis Lavender.
Oh, it's a blast from the past. Keep bleeding.
What was that big track? Oh, she ripped off this Snow Patrol song, didn't she? Well, not ripped off.
Right, last one is we need an adjective.
I Obvious.
Labby.
Obvious. Like, quite like
Mushy.
Like, as if all the chaos, you go, obviously.
Dickhead.
Okay, right.
Microscopic.
Everyone take a drink.
Let me unflask my straw.
My sippy cup.
Okay. Joe, we wish you all the best in your new home. And it's
wait.
nice that you
Can't
told
wait
us what your perfect home is.
Yeah, so I packed up all my stuff in anticipation of you
And that's it
selecting
all
my home.
Yeah.
And you got to go straight into it.
Yeah.
No questions asked.
My
Move in.
perfect home. My perfect home will have a grotesque backyard full of souls and love bugs. And possibly a crotchless leotard for my kids.
Oh no!
Wait,
Oh no!
You're having kids?
Oh no! Oh my. I don't like this garden already. I don't like this house. Take it back.
You bought it, mate.
Oh, not in my nonce house.
Joe's nonce house.
Dyslexia, I thought you read it.
Crowboy's nonce house.
Allow her in the first sentence. My perfect home will have a grotesque backyard full of souls and love bugs, and possibly a crotchless leotard for my kids to play on. A 32-car garage.
For all my cars,
And it will sit near an ocean with a hair extensions you can jump off into a sea of warm spider milk frappuccino.
Oh.
Do you know what will look really good?
So far.
Do you know what will look really good in that 32-car garage? My Hyundai i20.
My home,
You'll have space for 31.
4 bedrooms down and 93 up.
Obviously.
That's 100.
I mean, that's going to be a weird foundation on that home.
Okay, right, well,
It's
listen.
going to look like a mushroom.
My home will have 4 bedrooms down and 93 up. 497 bathrooms. Complete with modern exploding jazz lasagnas,
Oh.
couple of puffs, and Neil attacking art.
Wait, sorry. How many rooms was it?
Right.
So how many up was it?
Oh,
97 up.
it's 4 bedrooms down, 93 up,
93.
And how many bathrooms?
497. Complete, but each one's complete with modern exploding jazz lasagnas.
That means there has to be 5.3 toilets in every room. I just like this idea of every room you go into, it's just there's 5 toilets in it. And no one ever.
sixth bedroom gets
No, sorry, not 5 toilets. It's 5 Barbossa's backyard bunk.
Also, an ominous bright kitchen in an open concept where I'd place an agreeable dish of lionesses on the counter surrounded by detached arsenic arms. Everyone,
Joe Exotic.
Yeah.
Oh, could you imagine the estate agent walking around? Well, you can bring the friends and family around this bowl of lionesses and arsenic arms.
I would have camel linen appliances. And my counters would be Denzel Washington white vag patch decorated with cucumber scissors and framed paintings of slippery toad lasers, which would give my kitchen a spicy feel.
Oh yeah.
Certainly would.
It's a look.
It's not for everyone. I have exquisite taste.
Would be like, what?
My home will have hard blood-soaked brick floors.
Oh.
No carpet. And I'd like the walls to be painted different in each room.
Oh.
Like a soft Bennington burgundy for the kitchen, but bright musk maroon for the bedrooms, and perhaps an Andy Peters cum pattern wallpaper
You know, like
for the tea room.
You know, like in the 70s and 80s, where your nan would have like that embossed, like weird ceiling that was all like bumpy. That's what I'm like imagining.
Yeah, that was inspired by Andy Peters cum.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thanks, Andy.
My home will have an elevator.
Needs to, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Sideways one.
My home will have an elevator, a room for Sunday night all-out fisting, and an outdoor Barbossa's backstreet bum
Why do you need an outdoor when you got like 400 and something?
Listen,
400 toilets to fuck it.
All right. Okay,
let me finish.
I'm glad there's a room for the fisting. It'll be much easier with the leotards.
Yeah, right. Let me finish this sentence. My home will have an elevator, a room for Sunday night all-out fisting, and an outdoor Barbossa's Backstreet Bum near a romantic pool with lounge chairs and global little mystery leggings with attached umbrellas.
Oh.
I will have a garden blossoming with zoot suit and shih tzu sausages. Broccoli bolognese abortions. Daffa smells and daisies. The grass will be as Leona Lewis lavender as ever, and in obvious shape, best in the neighbourhood. So there we are.
Do you know what? I went past number 9's garden and they've got an obvious shaped grass.
I would say it was more like static X grass, but not.
God, yeah, it's
Well,
nice to,
I will move in immediately. Where can I find such a place?
such a mansion,
To be fair,
such a gorgeous blood-soaked brick mansion.
I wouldn't mind a toilet with 5.3 bathroom toilets.
Joe, that would be your dream. Like,
Yeah, just I could shit
You could do
everywhere.
like one dump per second.
that's it.
Like,
You could have, you know,
I'll get all those filled up within a couple of weeks.
yeah.
Well, not flush them.
I'm not going to flush a single one. I'm not going to buy a house with 500 toilets and have to flush. Imagine the water bills.
Oh,
You'll find a turd in there that you've had since like a year ago.
you left the shit in Asda, didn't you? That
was me. Yeah, it wasn't just one shit. I just kept building on top of it.
You made the horse shit.
Yeah.
You just didn't want to flush.
Well, thank you for listening to Sin and Jim podcast. We have a YouTube channel now, which is youtube.com/Sin and Gin. We have a coffee account if you'd like to buy us a beer, which is ko-fi.com/Sin and Gin. We have a email account that I always forget to check, and then at this point I go, oh shit, I should have read out the facts and stuff at this point, which is sinandgin@gmail.com. Thank you very much for joining us. And
remember, always read your contracts.
always read your contracts and drink the spider milk.
Pretty good for you.
Thank you.
Strong.
Love you. Bye.
Goodbye. Bye.